You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I can always tell whether or not I'm on task because when I say the phone number and if the talk and text line is not open, that's just one more thing I didn't do. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. All right. So I was listening because I was, trolling around the internet on YouTube. I like how older people always talk about, oh, I got it off the computer. Well, actually, you didn't get it off the computer. You got it off the internet. But, I'm just saying. This is one of those weird things, right? So I always have to think about it when I say it because I want to make sure that I'm being accurate. And so in being accurate, I came across Jordan Peterson, who talks a lot about men. And he talks about 10 common mistakes, 10 common life mistakes people make. Most people make, but they don't even notice it, right? So I want to talk to you about 10 common life mistakes most people don't notice doing. And if you have any of these, 833-212-1017 is the number. Feel free to call and say, hey, that's me. Here's what happened. This is what I did. Because I'll be more than happy to discuss it. Now, some of the stuff I'm going to say what Jordan Peterson said, and other parts I want to kind of give you my understanding and rendition of my experience in this particular thing. So, should I go truth number 1 through truth number 10 or truth number 10 through truth number 1?
10 to 1.
10 to 1. All right. That's what Alex said. So if it goes south, we're blaming Alex. Okay. Truth number 10. You really can't live in this world without purpose. So many people tend to want to do so many things without really understanding why. I'm going to go to work because everybody else went to work. I'm going to go to school because everybody went to school. I'm going to go do this because everybody did it. When in fact, you really have no purpose. It's funny because women tend to have purpose. Women literally come out of the womb seemingly knowing exactly what it is they want to do, how they want to do it, where they want to do it. Guys, well, not so much. Number 9, the antidote to suffering is responsibility. When stuff goes bad, you have to take the responsibility that comes to you to remind yourself that you are the one that caused it. You're the one that can fix it. Now, you might have to ask someone for help. You might need to go to somebody and say, hey, I need some help with this. I really can't do this. But if you really can't live in this world without a purpose, then you have to recognize that the antidote to suffering is actually responsibility. Number 8, mistakes and pain are the key. I know a lot of people who avoid everything. They don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to look bad. But the key to being successful, the key to taking responsibility, the key to figuring out your purpose is to make mistakes, suffer through pain, because that's your key to life. Number 7, people who irritate you actually make you better. Why is that? Because when people irritate you, you tend to come around them and want to be your best because you don't want them to best you. You tend to want to be one notch higher because you don't want them to see you as failing. So people that irritate you, that drive, and of course, my understanding of it, my life experience, using me as the example, is people that irritate me make me mad, or I just don't like it. I don't know them. I'm either jealous or intimidated. And so I have to figure that out. Number 6, bitter truth is better than a sweet lie. Sometimes we get stuck on what the outcome is going to be. Sometimes we get stuck on everything that's going to fall apart. But if we don't say it now, it's going to fall apart anyway. So if your wife is mad at you anyway, and she asks you, honey, does this look great? If it doesn't, say no. She's going to get mad anyway. But won't you feel better? And won't she look better? Because then she might change. Same thing, women. If he ain't got it, you might want to let him know. You ain't got it. You need to redo that. Number 5, nothing worthwhile in life happens without sacrifice. You need to understand that sacrifice is everything. Stop saying you want children, but you're not willing to sacrifice coming home every day, taking care of them, feeding them, growing them, nurturing them, taking them to school, taking them to basketball games and football games and soccer and workout and piano lessons and paying for college. Don't do it. Nothing worthwhile happens without sacrifice. In order for me to get a job and go after my life goal of becoming a police officer, I had to move 90 miles north to Milwaukee. Had to sacrifice family, friend, moved here with absolutely no friends whatsoever. Just me and my wife and my 1-year-old daughter. That's it. That was 30 years ago. April 12th will be 30 years ago. Was there sacrifice? I couldn't leave the house if my wife was gone. My wife couldn't leave the house if I was gone. Why? Because we were the only ones we had. So we had to sacrifice learning things, going places. The only other place we went is to dinner or church. And that's it. Sacrifice. Number 4, you're full of excuses. And that's why you can't get anything, because you're full of excuses. You don't want to get up. The bus was late. The car wouldn't start. Oh, I had to put gas in my car. I had that very thing today. So I have to be somewhere tomorrow morning. And I looked at my car, and as I pulled in, my car said, hey, stupid, you don't have any gas. You're low on gas. What are you going to do? And I'm thinking, I'll take care of it in the morning. How about take care of it on the way home? Because if you take care of it in the morning, you're going to wake up late. And then as you try to get there, you're going to go to the gas station, and it's going to be backed up. And then I'm going to get where I'm going late. And they're going to say, why are you late? And I'm going to say, oh, my gas was low and I ran out of gas. That's an excuse. All you have to do is take care of it. But you know what they say? Stupid is as stupid does. And that was me. Was that number 3 or number 2? That was number 4, right? Number 3. Being happy makes you trapped. Life is not happy all the time. Stop always looking for happy energy. Let's be happy. Oh, you need to be positive. You cannot sustain positive all the time. It is tiring. You will pass out and you will burn up too much energy. Why? Because no one is happy all the time. It's okay. Life goes up, life goes down. Guess what? It goes back up. But you cannot sustain the energy of being happy all the time. You will melt. You'll end up trashing yourself. Number two, and I know I'm going to get pushback about this all the time. I know I'm going to get it. Being harmless is a fatal mistake. So what am I saying? Being harmless is an actual fatal mistake. You have to be ready on whatever level it is to fight. Not in a physical sense, but in a spiritual sense, in a mental sense. You have to be ready. And you can't fight a fight with a sword that's sheathed. If it's in, it doesn't matter. It's like, and I'm going to use the analogy, it'll drive people crazy. It's like having a gun with no bullets in the magazine. Right? Looks great on your table. Nice paperweight, but can't use it. Your brain with no information in it looks good. Nice skin, eyes, nose, mouth, hair, right? Inside, dumb as a box of rocks. So what are we doing? You have to arm yourself with knowledge, information, education. That's what gives you power. Being harmless is a fatal mistake. Soon people will start to take advantage of you. And I can say that because that's what happened to me growing up. People took advantage of me. People beat me up, took my money, took my lunch money, all that. That's not why I became a cop. I finally woke up and said the only way to counter weakness is with strength. And so that's what I did. I literally became strong. Now, my number one, going through the 10 most common life mistakes talked about by Jordan Peterson on YouTube. Might want to check him out. The 10 most common life mistakes most people don't notice making. My number one, you've already wasted time. And people don't notice it. If there's anything in your life that you've blown, that you've taken advantage of, and it's the one thing in your life that you can never get back and you can't replenish it. You can't add to it and you can't take away from it. What is it? Time. And so if there's anything in these 10 that you feel that are the most important that you need to work on immediately, I'll give you mine. In the years I've been here, the one piece of information, the one piece of advice that I would take from Jordan Peterson for men is the one thing that I've blown over the past 30 years. And I have very instant, very specific places and times where I remember I did that. And you know what it was? My number one, wasted time.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is 1017 The Truth's Tori Lowe, and I am Milwaukee. The Tori Lowe Show has become a resource for the community. I enjoy having open, on-air discussions about what we can do to regroup, rethink the Black man, the Black woman, and the Black child. This show is about that action, and I want all the smoke. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
The other thing that we should be thinking about is diversifying and getting money outside of your business. And so when we think about that, starting small, a Roth IRA is an easy account that